Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Next Genius webinars. Today we have Mithul Seth with us. He's the admissions officer from Juniata College, and he is here with us to take up some frequently asked questions from students on the different application deadlines for the US admissions. Welcome, Mithul, to Next Genius webinars.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to connect with your students.
Yes, Mithul. Now let's move on to the frequently asked questions. The first question is, what happens if you don't enroll after early decision?
Okay. So early decision is a binding contract. So whenever you apply to early decisions, you have to enter a contract with the college. So there is binding where both the parties they sign before entering into the applications. So the signing authorities are the parents, the students, and the high school counselors, and obviously the college authorities from their end. So if they evaluate your application in through the early decision applications, the student is morally obliged to take the admissions after they receive the admissions. But say, for example, if the student do not find the offer which was given to them in the financial area, then the student has all the rights to back out, right? And in that case, the college would understand that, okay, the student is not really okay with, giving an X amount of dollars every month or every year. In that case, the college would understand. But if there is any other reason, uh, the student will have to disclose the reason why is he backing out of the offer even after him getting the admissions in the early decision. So say, for example, if the student says that I found out that this course is not something that I was looking at, this might not be a valid answer. This might not be a good answer for the college. So in that case, what would they really do is they might reach out to the college the school counselor who was the signing authority before the contract. And they might investigate on the student's case, which might little mess up the entire scenario. And it might so happen that the college can or would not want to work with that counselor or with that school again. So the repercussions or the implications of backing out through an early decisions, can be smooth or it can be grave, depending on what is your actual reason of backing out.
Thank you so much, Mithul.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question. Can you apply for regular decision before the early decision deadline?
Yes, absolutely. So the applications dates are open from the same date for every kind of applications. Yes, the deadlines for each of the application is different, but it actually starts for all the kind of applications right from day one. So if you apply in a regular decision quite early or before the deadline of early decision or early action, your application will be in the pool of regular decisions. Yes, you might not have an added advantage over if anybody is applying in the regular decision, or if anybody is applying in the early action or early decision. But yes, you can certainly apply before the deadlines of early decisions and early actions.
Superb. Now we have another interesting question, that is, can you apply to multiple schools under early decision?
Early decision is a binding contract, and because of its binding nature, the student or the applicant is not allowed to apply to any other college except for that one specific college that he's looking at. So you're not really allowed. So if, say, for example, if the student really goes ahead and applies in the early decision to multiple colleges, right? He might get really caught through either the common application decisions or through the common application tool, or there is a group of admissions counselor or the admissions committee within. So they might come to know that, okay, this student has really applied to multiple colleges through early decision application. So I would not really recommend anybody to apply to multiple schools or multiple colleges in the early decision application.
Moving on to the next question, that is, can a student change his or her majors after they submit their early decision application?
Yes, they can really change the majors, but they will have to do it before the deadline of the application, and they will have to get it done through contacting with the admissions representative of that particular college. But then again, it is very subjective to the colleges, they generally or typically they allow to change the majors, but if the majors is very competitive, say for example, if the applications for computer science for that particular intake is really high and the class size is really limited, the college might not allow a person to change from any other majors to computer applications.
Got it. Moving on to the next question, that is, can you change your application from early decision to regular decision after submitting the application?
Yes. You can change the status of your application, but then again, the process remains the same. The student has to contact the admission representative of that college and he will evaluate. And again, the decision is fairly subjective with the discretion of the college. Most colleges, they do allow the change in the status from early decision to regular decision.
Moving on to another question, that is, what happens if you apply for early decision and then you get rejected?
Okay. So when you apply to early decision, right? Early decision. Okay. So when you apply to early decision, there are two possibilities. Either you get accepted or you get rejected or deferred. So if you are rejected, you cannot apply, to that same college in that same year. But if you are deferred, your application automatically gets into shifts the status from the early decision to the regular admissions. So then you still have a chance of getting the admissions through regular decision.
Moving on to the next question, that is, are you more likely to get in if you apply for early action?
The acceptance rate of the early decision is very high compared to the other forms of applications. But having said that, early action might not really have an added advantage over early decision applications, but yes, it might certainly have some kind of added advantage compared to the rolling admissions or the regular decision applications.
Next question is, what happens if you don't get accepted for early action?
If you do not get accepted for early action, you can any which ways apply to multiple colleges in regular decisions. Or in fact, because of the non-binding nature of early action applications, you can apply to multiple colleges in the early action applications, unless you're applying to restrictive early actions. So restrictive early action applications is non-binding, but it is restrictive to application to only one college or the other public schools.
Okay, Mithil. Now, as we have talked about early action, could you tell us the difference between early action 1 and 2?
Okay, so technically there is not much difference between the early action 1 and early action 2, except the deadlines. The deadlines for early action are a bit earlier than the early action 2. So the idea behind having two deadlines is basically to give space or to give a second chance to the students to still work on their essays, or if anybody has taken some test scores, so they might have some space of submitting the test scores or grade sheets or something of that sort. So apart from the deadline, there is no much difference between the early action 1 and the early action 2.
Okay. Talking about early action, how many schools can you apply when it comes to early action?
Yes. So because, as I said earlier, the early action is a non-binding kind of the application. The student is free to apply to as many colleges as they want in early actions.
Okay. Is early decision better than early action?
Yes, early decision is said to have a better acceptance rate than the early action. But then again, the early decision has its own merits and demerits, and the early action has its own merits and demerits. So because of the binding nature, and because in early decision you can apply to just one college, a student has to be absolute sure of applying to or getting into that specific college. In early action, there is no such case.
Now let's talk about rolling type of application. How many weeks does it take to hear back from rolling type of applications?
Typically, it takes around 4 to 6 weeks in the rolling type of applications to get the decision. But then, having said that, because rolling admissions is by nature does not have any deadlines, so the student might not know that when are the applications, or when are the slots full, or when is the the admissions full for that particular course in that particular college. So it's advisable, it's highly recommended that a student, if he is applying to a rolling admission, he should still work out on applying to as early as possible.
Thank you, Mithil. Now moving on to the last question, that is, are rolling admissions decisions binding?
Rolling admissions decisions are not binding, but then, as I just said, the student really have to be a little more quicker, because he or she does not really know that what is the pool size for that particular course in that particular college, and the college will accept the applications only till the time their slots are full. So the student is really unaware that by when will these slots be filled. They really have to apply as early as possible. But then again, to answer your question, they are non-binding.
Thank you so much, Mithil. And with that, we have come to the end of the session, that is frequently asked questions on the different application deadlines for US admissions. Now, if you want to get in touch with Mithil, admissions officer at Juniata College, you can go and refer to his details in the description box below. Yes, and once again, thank you for joining us today. Have a great day, Mithil.
Thank you so much, Helen, for having me here. Thank you.